What time is it? Podcast time. It's a celebration. What time is it? Podcast time. Oh my gosh. Welcome. I'm so excited. My face is on the screen. I don't know if you'll ever see this, but I see myself when I'm recording, and that's really freaking exciting. I'm using a new recording platform. I have hired someone to help me sort of I shouldn't say fix this podcast, but make it better, and really get more clear about who this is for, who this can help, and just really spread my message out, because I love hearing that these episodes have helped you or touched you in some way, and I'd love to help and extend that reach. So I'm super excited. So you'll hear some changes in the next coming weeks. Really nothing crazy, but just, as I said, getting more clear on what I offer, right? Like what we do here and what I offer, and how you can best access, my programs and courses and all of that. So anyways, welcome to the pod. What we do here is share journeys so that hopefully you can learn how to block out the noise from the world around you and make the best choices in your life. I wanted to quickly share, I got some amazing feedback this weekend from the life coaching program. It's Your Effin' Journey, the program. And I wanted to share it because there's nothing I love more than feedback. So if you have loved this episode or loved working with me, I love to hear it. So, screenshot this episode, share it in your Instagram story so that I can personally thank you for listening and for spreading the message. There's nothing that makes me feel better and, get more excited than to see that you guys are listening and what you have personally gotten from these episodes in this podcast. So I want to share this. I've changed the structure of the life coaching program, and I really, really love this, the way that we're doing it right now, which is the 3 consecutive sessions, boom, boom, boom. And so one of the things that this individual said that I've been working with for the past 3 weeks, and she literally came in, I wouldn't even say that she had something specific to work on, and maybe she did, but she just was ready to freaking go. And when I think about like who this is for, who is this program for? It's not for someone who's like laying in bed and can't get up and do things. Like that is not my ideal match of a client. My ideal client and who I work best with is people who are like, okay, let's do this. Let's get some skills in being assertive and being able to communicate. Let's focus on working on my anger or improving my communication or, building my business, gaining confidence. Like those are the people that are going to be the best fit for my program. And this person just exemplifies all of those things. But so one of the reasons, so my first question is always, why did you almost not sign up? Because I know people can think about like, is this really going to help me? Is this worth my investment? Should I be putting this much money up to, my own personal growth? Will it work? Will it be effective? Will this person vibe with me? Is this going to be a good fit? There's so many questions that go through your head when you're signing up for something. And I know for me, it's like, am I going to see the value in this amount, right? And so what she said was she wasn't sure if it would be a good idea. She wasn't sure. She's never had a life coach before, and she just wasn't really sure what it was all about. Number 2 was, what were you struggling with before this program? What had you tried in the past to help with those struggles that you didn't stick with? And she wanted to feel more confident, assert herself. She wasn't standing up for herself, and she was afraid of rejection. She said she tried therapy in the past, but it wasn't helpful for her to live in the past, and she finds it more beneficial to move forward. What I want to say to that is exactly who the best fit for this program is. Someone who doesn't need/want to rehash, relationships from their past, traumas from their past. Like those types of things are not the best fit for this program. It's not to say that we can't work on those things, but I would really encourage you that if there's things that you need to work out from the past, your best bet is a therapist who specializes in, revisiting trauma and those types of things. If you are like, I want to see if it would be a good fit with Melissa, if you are ready to move forward. I have, in the last sort of, I would say 5 years, sort of changed the structure on how I work with people, and I really do focus more on coaching. If I am in the therapy realm and you're in the therapy realm and you want to know like, well, what kind of therapy does she do? I have always been more solution focused. So I have always been more like, okay, where are you today? Let's move yourself forward. What can we do right now to move yourself forward? So I am really the best fit for those kinds of people. Now, this one blew my fucking mind. Number 3, how have you changed as a person since joining? And she said, I have gotten recognition awards from my manager twice already since she's joined. Now, this program is 3 weeks long, guys. So from her to go from 0 feedback or 0 positive feedback to 2 recognition awards blew my mind. And this is, her manager, she said, is usually a really negative person to her. So just imagine, and this has nothing to do with me. This all has to do with the growth that she was ready to do by signing up for this program. And that's what, the best therapy results come from that momentum too. A lot of times I say to people, when you make that decision to start therapy or start coaching, those wheels of change are already in motion. So that just goes to show what she's already done and her willingness to just follow what we talked about, follow the plan. And then she said positive feedback from a usually negative person to her, as like I said. I look to the positive instantly, and it has changed the direction to outcomes that keep surprising me. More proud of myself for not feeling like a failure. And then the last question was, what would you tell someone else considering signing up? And she said, a life coach isn't as intrusive as it may sound. You get out of it what you put into it. Melissa is always there for me so I can let her know things that are going on. It's so helpful to have someone to work things out that don't make the choices for you. Take lots of notes so you can see the improvement immediately. And I just wanted to share that because I feel like hearing those things from other people can really help for you to make a decision. And it doesn't mean that you have to work with me. I really want to emphasize, I've been trying to think, I'm in this stage of really building my business, and I'm trying to find, commonalities between the people that work with me and have success. And I can't really pinpoint that. All that I can say is that, if you are like, I love her energy, I love her vibe, and you are in this place of movement and moving forward, it might be a good fit. And you're already someone who's not afraid. I am a huge believer in moving your body and in physical fitness. So if you're someone who's not quite there yet, it might not be a great fit. I don't like to work with people who are like, oh, I know I should walk, but I can't get myself out of the house to walk. That's not for me. You gotta have those wheels in motion. You gotta understand how physical fitness helps your mental health. And yeah, so I wanted to share that with you guys because that was such a powerful testimonial, and I just am so proud of her. This shit lights me up, and it just sets my soul on fire. I love to see this forward motion, and honestly, I love that this much can happen in 3 weeks. I totally believe in that, and I love how this program is working now. So if you are interested, I started around last week. That enrollment is closed. I will be opening for August enrollment, so just stay tuned on details for that. But if you want to get on my list, there's a link in my bio. I'll put it in the show notes, and you can get on the wait list for August opening up. So, and I'd love to help you. I mean, I'd love to freaking help you. We are also working on the It's Your Effin' Journey, the community. So stay tuned for changes in the community as well. And yeah, there's just a lot of excitement coming, and I'm sort of taking this next couple weeks to really hone in on what I want to help you guys with in the fall. So stay tuned. Like, there's lots of exciting stuff coming. But what I wanted to share about today is there's a couple things. But the number one thing is I wanted to tell you guys to get yourself in the habit of taking yourself out on a date. And I did this, I started doing this in the winter. I took myself, it's funny. I am in this sort of weird mom family mode where my oldest is 20, so she is like doing her thing. Like, she works, she goes to college, she's home for the summer. She likes to hang out, but like, obviously being a 20-year-old, like, I'm not focused on time with Kaylin, and she's always up for family stuff, so if there's like something family going on that she needs to block off time for, that's fine. But like, day to day, like, this is not something that I'm sort of in charge of anymore, if you will. Then there's my 15-year-old son, who has 0 summer plans because he's in that awkward stage of too young for a job but too old for camp, and so he's basically just doing nothing all summer, which is terrible. But what are you going to do? He likes to hang out, come swim for an hour, but like, time with him, like, he's not occupying a lot of my time. He hangs out with his girlfriend on FaceTime and plays video games. Then there's Matakit, who's my youngest, and she is, people are asking like, oh, I see her with you a little bit less. And yes, we are entering the adolescent time where it is very natural for her to not think I'm nearly as cool as she thought I once was. And that's the natural progression of life, guys. So if you are in the season where you have a lot of littles grabbing at you, please know that is not permanent. Like, get some hobbies for yourself, because when you get to where I am right now, you're gonna feel a little lost. My youngest, even though she will hang out with me sometimes and still needs a lot of driving her places and planning with friends and things like that, she likes to get out of here. So if she can get out of here and sleep over in her friend's house, she loves to do that. Like, she loves to be just doing shit all the time. And what does that leave the mom, who's sort of like, where are all my babies? Leaves you lonely. So you gotta find shit to do, and you've got to create. I talk so much about like creating this life or using this one life that you have, and I can't emphasize it enough. Like, so when that day came in December, I can't remember exactly what was happening. Maybe my kids were busy, maybe they just didn't want to do things. That's another thing, is they don't often want to do things, and that's okay, because I would rather have, and this is true in life, I would rather have anyone commit to doing something that they really want to do than to be dragged along to do something else. So I am over dragging my kids anywhere. If they're not interested, then I respect that, because I know it's going to be a lot less fun to drag kids anywhere than when they want to go somewhere, or if there's like a non-negotiable like family activity or something like that. But like, literally, like, that's my choice. Like, I would rather have you be like, yes, I want to do this, and then we're all in together, than like, ugh, I feel like I have to do this. Like, no more obligations, guys. No more fucking obligations. I don't want to be obligated to do anything, and I don't want to make other people feel obligated. We are one fucking life. Let's do the things that we are fuck yes, and the things that we are fuck no, we say fuck no to. We don't want to do that. Let's protect our time, protect our energy, and do the things that we really want to do, and put all of our energy into it. So whatever it was that Saturday in December, I wanted to like have a little adventure. And my husband's not great with adventures, and my kids were not interested. So what are the options? You cannot do the thing, or you can go do it by yourself, or you can call a friend, phone a friend. But sometimes people have plans. They have things that they're doing. So what are you going to do? Not do them? No. Go do them by yourself. And, I think like anything with self-confidence and, like learning to love yourself, you've got to get used to being alone. You got to get used to being with your thoughts. And if you are someone who doesn't like to be alone, or doesn't like to be alone with their thoughts, I really want you to get curious about that. Like, what is happening there? Have you ever worked with a therapist? Have you ever worked with a coach? Have you ever really like sat down and journaled? Like, what is happening? What are these feelings? And the reason I sort of go to a professional is that if you're not used to paying attention to your thoughts, you know, being kind to yourself, doing things for yourself, with yourself, if you're not in a habit of strength training and have a fitness routine down to understand the importance of building confidence like that in your mind, I want you to really get curious about this. And I wrote a post about it this weekend because I think for so long I looked for love in a way of, I wanted people to want to spend time with me and want people to like me and wanted to feel accepted. And that's what I needed to feel good about myself. When in fact, now I am really enjoying myself. I can really have a good time with myself. I can do the things that I want to do, and I'm not held back by the limitations or likes or desires of others. So whatever, I went on in December, I went on a date. I did whatever I wanted to do. I went where I wanted to eat. I visited the stores that I wanted to visit. I spent as much time doing the things that I wanted to do, and I loved it. But it's been a couple months, and I haven't taken myself on a date recently. But I bought myself a VIP ticket to the Pickle Fest in Connecticut this weekend. I bought it back in December, and I didn't even make a plan with anyone. I just said, I'm going to go to this Pickle Fest. I'm going to be a VIP. And I sort of assumed that plans would take hold in the months to come, but that wasn't the case. I had people, our friends that were interested in going, but the dates didn't line up with their availability. And it came, close to this weekend. And I was like, what could I do? I could, I did invite my daughter, my youngest. She did not want to go. I invited my husband. He would have gone. But then I sort of was like, this is a pickle fest. And I fucking love pickles. And I also like to do what I like to do. I'm very independent. So I sort of said, like, do I really want to even go with someone who is half-ass on pickles? No, I don't want to go with someone who's half-ass on pickles. This is like a niche, right? This is like someone who loves pickles. I either want to be there with someone who is just as obsessed with pickles as I am, or I want to be by myself, because I know this is like my freak flag flying, and I'm going to have a fucking ball. So I decided I'm going to go to this pickle fest by myself. Going into it, was I a little bit like, I'm not going to lie, I was. This was totally going outside of my comfort zone. I have gone, like, as I said, on that private date by myself. I've eaten by myself. I'm totally comfortable doing these things, but I've never gone to a festival by myself. And I knew that would be a different experience. So I paid a lot of attention to my thoughts and my feelings and how I was feeling throughout the festival. I've gotten really comfortable with doing that and gotten really used to it, like checking in with myself, seeing how I feel, seeing if this feels good. And what I wanted to do was just go into it and have fun and do what I wanted to do. And I had so much fun. So let me just walk you through this. So the VIP area opened at 11 o'clock. So gates opened for VIP at 11. Everyone else was allowed to come in at noon. So I got my little bag, I got my hat, I got my glasses, I got my pickle beer, because we got a free pickle beer for being VIP, and we got an entrance into playing this game where you throw a pickle into a toilet for a chance to win. And I just jumped in and did everything. I made friends. There was a game of pickleball. I've always wanted to play pickleball. So the guy was like, do you want to play? So I went in and I found 3 people playing. So I asked them if I could take up the other spot. They said yes. We had fun playing pickleball in like the fucking sweltering building. And I just went into it like, meeting new people, talking to people. If there were people talking behind me, I would join in on conversations. And so then there were all of these challenges, and this was really cool. So I knew that I wanted to do the pickle juice chug challenge. And there was also like pickle a pickle cupcake eating contest. There was a spicy pickle Takis eating challenge. They had challenges all day long from like 12:30 to 8, I think. All various, chugging pickle lemonade. Like there was all different kinds. And it was funny because I remember like thinking, all right, you're at a festival by yourself. That is definitely like something that a lot of people don't do. It's really cool. But typically I would only do these challenges if I had friends with me. And I said to myself, okay, Melissa, if your big thing is being brave right now, and your big thing and what you pride yourself on is confidence, you've got to step into this just like you would if you had a fucking crew of friends cheering you on. And that was my like sort of flag for me to go sign up for these challenges, is because I did not want to be like, oh, I didn't do them because I didn't have friends with me. Like, that's not brave. That's not confident. I want to show up the same way. Like, and that's my big thing right now is authenticity. So I want to be the same fucking person that you hear on this podcast if you meet me in real life. I want to be the same fucking person on social media as I am if you saw me at the Pickle Fest. I want to be the same level of confident, the same level of brave with fucking people behind me and without people behind me. Because I know even if those people aren't physically there, they're cheering me on. I still have people cheering me on, whether they're there to fucking cheer their legs out, whether they're there to cheer their heart out in person or on the video that I post on my reels later. So I'm still the same person. I just have to show up consistently as that person. So if I'm saying I am a badass, confident, brave bitch, I better be a brave, confident ass bitch behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, on social media, in the Pickle Fest, in my life, in my business, all over the fucking place. Like, that's how I better show up. I better level the fuck up to be that person all the time. I'm not just brave when I've got my girls in San Antonio. No, I gotta be brave to get on the stage to chug this pickle juice all alone. And that's what I did. That's what I fucking did. So I did the cupcake eating challenge. What a fiasco. The stories were up. They're not up anymore, but it was hysterical. I had no strategy, and I think I came in like third place. But my jam was the pickle juice. So let me walk you through this. So I had 2 pickle beers. I had no strategy for the eating or the drinking. So when it came time to the eating, I was like, I hope I can fit this in my stomach. Luckily, it was only 1 cupcake. It was supposed to be 4. Luckily, it turned out to be 1, so that was fine. The pickle juice, though, I was feeling full at this point. So I had gotten there at 11:15. The pickle juice chugging contest was at 2:30. And as I said, I was feeling a little bit uneasy. I had been out in the sun all day. So I finished my last pickle. I had 2 pickle beers, and I finished the second one at 2:00. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to drink anything until this chugging fest. I want to make myself thirsty. So I walked around a little bit and let my stomach and open up a little bit. I don't even know. Because when I sat down to the contest, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel. But I know I'm really good at chugging. I was just scared about the temperature of the pickle juice. Luckily, it was a little bit colder than room temp, so it went down great. 60 ounces of pickle juice, 30 ounces in each cup. And your girl fucking crushed it. All I could hear was the crowd. And I could hear the judge, but he couldn't see me. So he was like talking about the contestants 1 and 2, but I was way ahead of them. And I could hear that from the crowd. And then what was really cool is that when I posted the video on social media later that night, one of my Facebook friends had seen me do it. She didn't know it was me, but she saw a woman crush the pickle juice chugging contest, and I said, yes, that was me. So that was really, really cool. But I was really proud of myself. And then I left. I left the Pickle Fest. I was done at that point. So if you guys listen to the Anchor Down recap from last August, the Anchor Down race that I did, I had a pickle juice baby in my belly. I drank so much pickle juice during that 6-hour race. I had a hard time getting that pickle juice baby out. And when I finished the chugging contest, I felt weird, but I drove home, and let me just tell you, I'll save you a Google search, because I came home and I was Googling what the fuck happens when you chug 60 ounces of pickle juice. It can 100% give you diarrhea. I will tell you that. And I will save you the question of what did I do for a few hours after the pickle juice chugging contest. And it was mostly spent on the toilet. So now your girl is in a semifinals championship. August 17th, I believe, at the Next Pickle Festival in Trumbull, Connecticut. And if I happen to win the semifinals, I go to the finals on Sunday, and I have a chance to win $2,500. So the question is, will I be shitting my brains out for the rest of the summer practicing and training for my pickle juice chugging contest? The answer is maybe yes. For $2,500, I think it might be worth it. Am I right? All right, guys. I hope you take yourself on a date. Do not let no one being around to do what you want to do. Don't let, other people's plans hold you back. Like, you have one fucking life. And if there's something that you want to do, if there's a concert you want to go to, an event you want to go to, something you want to attend, something you want to do, something that's been on your list, something that's on your summer bucket list, don't let anyone's interest or non-interest or busy plans or non-busy plans change what you want to do. Go do it. Go do it yourself. And if you don't enjoy your own company, that's another discussion. You need to work with a professional to get yourself to a place where you love to be around yourself. Listen, I make myself laugh. I probably I was thinking about this when I was walking around. I'm like, if you could put a video on me and you could see me laughing, you could see me singing, you can see me fucking eating shit, but I'm just enjoying myself, and it has nothing to do with anybody else. So, you can get there. You can get there. It doesn't matter where you are now. Just make that your point. If you need to do some healing, let's focus on the healing. If you need a date with yourself and you're ready to go enjoy yourself, go do that. But just be relentless. Guys, I don't want to cry, but we lost Shannon Doherty at 53 years old. I know she was suffering for a long time with breast cancer, but 53, guys. She wasn't done living. She said that in an interview in People in 2023. She had more creating to do. She had more connecting to do. She had more loving to do, more living to do. And I know for me, 53, that's way too short. That's 9 years from where I am right now. I've got a ton more living to do. What more living do you want to do? What living do you have to do? What living is on your heart to do? You don't know. We don't know when this timer is going to go off. We don't know when we're never going to open our eyes again. And I don't mean to be gloomy and doomy. I do it and I say it to make you feel like, let's fucking go. What are you waiting for? Your life is happening right fucking now. Right now. You're not a tree. Move your fucking legs and go make shit happen. I love you. If this spoke to you, please screenshot it and tag me on social media, on Instagram. I would love to thank you for being here and for sharing it if you feel like this spoke to you. I love you guys so much. Have a good one.